Hey, it's Nick with Table 19 Media. A question I get asked a lot is, how do you price your real estate photos and video? So let's talk about it, and hopefully this helps you set your rates or potentially update your prices. So I've been doing real estate photography and videos for like 10 years now, and thinking back to what I thought I should charge for videos and then photos just makes me laugh and maybe cringe a little at the same time. I was basing my pricing on what I thought would make agents happy, undervaluing my time and advertising prices that were completely not sustainable. When I think about the time I was charging only $59 a video tour that would take me hours to shoot and then to edit, by the time it was all done, I was making less than minimum wage at the time. I've learned a lot since then. For someone just getting started in real estate photography, determining your prices can be a headache. But hopefully in this video, we can give you more clarity about it so you can feel confident about what you charge for your work and get back to doing what you hopefully enjoy. The short answer for what you should charge is, it depends. There's not a one price fits all, but here are a few questions to consider that will help you come up with a rate. So let's talk through these. First, what is the going rate in the area that you are working in your market? So currently in your market, how much are real estate photos or video services going for? This may take a little bit of research to find out what others are charging and what people are willing to pay. But it's important to know this information so you can get a baseline for what the rate at which you can charge. While you are looking up prices of other photographers, also look at the quality of their work and see how yours compares. If you think your work is just as good as theirs, then that's probably a good place to start, and maybe you can work your way up a little bit to raise your rates from there. If you think your work is completely superior than what you're seeing these other people charge for, then feel free to bump up your rate to reflect that. Another thing to consider is how much you need to make per hour in order to sustain your business, or even just to make enough money to make ends meet. So you'll need to do a couple calculations. One is, how much time do I have during the week, whether you're doing this full-time or part-time? How many slots do I have available to do shoots? So let's say you have 10 slots during the week to do shoots. All right, between those 10 slots for that time that you're setting aside for those shoots, how much money do you need to make in order to meet your financial goal for that week? Whether it's, hey, I want this to replace my part-time job so I can go full-time, whatever that is. But how much do you need to make for that period of time that you're setting aside? And then divide that by the amount of slots that you have set aside. If I need to make $1,000 within this period of time that I've set aside, and I have 10 slots, then that's $100 that I can charge, or even a little bit more for those shoots. Now, taking into consideration taxes, gas, potentially even food, you may need to charge a little bit more than $100 per shoot, but that gives you an idea of okay, this is what I need. This is the bare minimum of what I need to do, or what I need to make per shoot. How does that compare to the rate that everybody else is charging? Or how can I make my product better, improve the quality so that I can charge more to make more money? At the end of the day, you need to be confident in what you're charging and know that your work can back up that rate. If somebody comes to you and says, wait, why would I pay you this much money when I can pay somebody else this much money? You need to be able to look them in the eye and say, because mine is better. And hopefully you can show that to them and they see it. Now, be aware that prices can vary from region to region, even city to city. So depending on the real estate market and what agents are used to paying, that can determine what people are going to be willing to pay. If you are just getting started and you have no clientele at all, then you might need to start out a little bit on the lower end. And as your skills develop and as your clientele develops, you can start charging newer clients a different rate. Now, there is a little bit of humility involved in determining your price, because if you are just starting out in real estate photography or video, you might not be able to charge exactly what you want to charge at the beginning. But getting out there and getting work done and getting better and better as you work with more and more clients is going to allow you to not only hone your craft, but also raise your prices to reflect the quality of work that you are delivering. Let me give you a couple of specific examples of how this worked for me. When I first started out, I was living in Oklahoma, just south of Oklahoma City. I started doing real estate videos for my wife, and she had just become an agent, and I started doing real estate videos for her. And then as other people in her office saw her video tours, they came and asked me to do videos for them. Now, the first couple of videos that I did back then were not that good. And I was charging, like I said, $59 a video. When I think back to it, that's crazy. But by the time I left Oklahoma, I was actually charging $99. Not that much better, but it was better than $59. Once I moved down to Southern Alabama, where the real estate market is a lot more high end, I was able to charge more for those videos. By this time, I had gotten really, really good and had already shot several multi-million-dollar houses in Oklahoma before I moved down to Alabama. By this time, I was charging $350 for a video tour. This was a better rate all around for everybody, not just for me, because at that point I was making about $50 to $65 an hour to do the video between shooting and editing, but also the quality of work that I was delivering. The clients were happy with what they were getting, and the clients that tended to buy these videos for $350 were using them for more higher end properties, anywhere from $600,000 and up. Now, when I had gotten down to Southern Alabama at the time, video tours for real estate were really not that much of a thing down there. So I had a lot of the market still pretty wide open to introduce video tours for real estate. Now, raising my price to $350 meant that there would be also a lot of agents that would not be able to afford it for the price of the house they were trying to sell. It just didn't make sense between their commission and what they would be paying for the video tour. So in pricing my video tours for $350, I knew that I was also pricing out a portion of the real estate market that would not be able to purchase my videos. But for me, based on the quality of my work, I knew I was going after the higher end properties that could, from their commission, afford to do a $350 video. Also, by this time, when I would go to visit property managers and real estate agents to talk to them about doing the videos and how much they cost, I already had several videos that I had shot of multi-million-dollar houses in Oklahoma to show them, to show the quality of work so they could determine for themselves if they would be willing to pay the price that I had set for the quality of work that I was showing them. So that is a good example of, in the beginning, maybe you're not working for as much money, but you're getting experience, and you can also show those videos or show those photos to new clients, prospective clients, and hopefully be confident in the quality of your work and the price that you are requesting. I will say that there's a pretty big difference between videos and photos for real estate. When it comes to videos, it can be so much of a style thing as far as how the video actually looks, which can determine how much you can charge. I've always tried to make my videos more cinematic in nature and not so much left to right, panning left and right just throughout the house. I've tried to make them more cinematic, more emotional, and really grab people's attention and draw them in. Now, there are other video tours that people just want to have, a camera going through the house to show everything. And so that's completely fine. But understand that a video like that, as opposed to another video that's more cinematic in nature and it's more stylized and has more bokeh, that could be more of a luxury type of video as opposed to more of a generic video. So for the luxury style videos, you can charge a little bit more than maybe you can for the more generic looking videos. When it comes to photography, obviously it comes down to the style of the photographer and also how it's edited. But I've also found that there's a little bit less give in price when it comes to photography, and that agents especially are maybe not willing to spend that much more for a really, really good photographer than just a basic average photographer. So again, that's something to consider. Again, agents are looking to do the best for their business. So when it comes to pricing your photography, keep that in mind and look at what other people are doing in the area, what they're charging, and what the agents or clients are getting for that rate. Now it comes down to how many photos are in the package that they're purchasing, what kind of shots are in that package, as far as, are you doing a sunset shot? Are you doing a night shot in there? Are you including any drone work in there, any drone photos in that? So that's something to consider. Now currently I'm charging $150 for 30 photos of a property. Now depending on if that property is a condo or a house, I might also need to shoot amenities for a condo and include the amenity photos in that package, which usually works out to be about 30 photos, because there's again, the condo is not going to be as big as maybe a single family home. So it's $150 for 30 photos. And then if they want any drone photos, it's $125 for up to 8 photos. Now, when it comes to drone photos, you may need to ask them a couple questions about what are you wanting to have in the drone photos, because some people might just want, top down, all different directions of the property. Some may want to have the property, but make sure that you get certain things in the distance to show proximity to certain things in the area, whether it's to the water or to a shopping center or a restaurant. So make sure that you clarify what they're looking for, especially when it comes to drone photos. Now, when it comes to shooting videos, I charge $350, and that is for a property up to 4,000 square feet. Now, anything over 4,000 square feet is $50 per 1,000 square feet. So if you have a house that is 5,000 or 5,500 square feet, then that will be an extra $100 added to that $350 to do the drone, or to do the video tour. Now, if they want drone as well included with that video tour, drone footage with that video tour, that is going to be an additional $150 to add that drone footage to that property. Again, coming up with these prices wasn't just out of thin air. I looked around at not only what was happening in my region, but what was happening more in the luxury market in other areas in the States and close by states. So I was trying to get an idea of, okay, what are people paying for, or what is comparable to my area, especially in the luxury property market. But at the end of the day, I had to be confident in that these were the prices I was charging for the work I was doing, and make sure that whenever I deliver to that client, they are going to be satisfied with the money they spent to get that product. Real quickly, I also want to talk about packages and adding value. So with packages, I would create packages of video tours, but also of photos, and market those to agents, but also to property managers. So I had photo packages of 5, 10, and 30, where they get a little bit of a discount if they're buying in bulk, but now they're all paid for, and so they would contact me throughout the year to fulfill those that they've already prepaid. That might be an option to, because the agent's saving some money, but you're also getting some guaranteed work. In those instances, they always need to pay upfront the full amount, so that is taken care of, and then they know that they can call me whenever they have a new listing or a new shoot, and that will get done, and they're saving money, and then now I also have some guaranteed money or guaranteed work coming in. For video tours, it was a little bit different, where I had packages of 3, 10, and 30. And again, agents found this useful because they would be able to save some money, especially if they were going to start making this more a part of their business. Video tours, a part of their marketing, they could also save some money by buying a package of videos that they could get filled throughout the year. So that's something definitely to consider, is doing packages. I would say add as much value as you can in those packages, or even in your regular shoots, as you possibly can, to make your packages or to make just regular shoots as appealing as possible. This can be adding 5 more photos than everybody else is doing, or even throwing in maybe a shorter edit of your video for Instagram, something like that, that's going to sweeten the pot that's gonna entice people to buy your product. Ultimately, you have to be confident in what you're delivering. It always helps with real estate agents to deliver as much as you can. You know the adage, under promise and over deliver, and that's a really good example of doing that. All right, I hope this video has been helpful. Let me know in the comments below what you think about pricing, how you price your videos or your photos, what you think about how I price my photos and such. Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure that you check out the new course that we've put together for real estate photography, video, and drone that teaches you everything that you need to know in order to start a business like that or even grow the business that you already have. I'm Nick with Table 19 Media. I'll see you in the next video.